guys? Good to see you today. Been a little bit sick lately. Kind of tired of feeling sick. Maybe I got the corona, I don't know. But I'm overcoming it slowly. Each day, there are times during the day I feel really bad. Sometimes I feel okay. And today, because I don't want to feel sick anymore, I'm going to try and do some work on the stage. I got some materials, stuff. I kind of got started on it and then got sick and took a break from it. Got a lot of issues going on with the stage because none of the numbers match up. You know, your boards are all even numbers, 4-inch, 6-inch, 12-inch, whatever, 14-inch, it's all even numbers. And the existing stage is as uneven numbers as you can get. And so matching up to all those numbers, then it's tilted this way, and then in the other direction, it's tilted that way. And I want it flat, I want it level. And none of the numbers are even, so it's been a struggle. Got some stuff laid out, and today I'm gonna try and continue on with a little bit of what we're doing, just to try and work this cold out of me, this sickness out of me, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, come and join me today. So I bought this lumber from Home Depot, and they're supposed to be 2x6 by 8 foot boards, and so far not one board is 8 foot. I got one here that's 8 foot 1 inch. I got one board here that's 7 foot 6 inches, and another board that's 7 foot 9 inches. And not one board is 8 foot. I bought this crap from Home Depot. And how do you sell a 2x6 by 8 foot and not one board is 8 foot? The closest one I got to 8 foot is 8 foot 1 inch, which is, I haven't cut them, I haven't done anything. It's absolutely ridiculous that the standard of mediocrity that America is willing to settle for these days, who's running the tape measure? Who's running the saw at the lumber mills? I mean, are we really come to a place in life that our children and our neighbors are so uneducated? They have no sense of honorability within them. I mean, you can't read a tape measure, you can't add basic numbers between 1 and 10. I just don't get it. And this stuff's not cheap. It's very expensive. The 8-foot 1-inch board, sure I could use it, but I got to cut the 1 inch off. But the boards that are 7 foot 6 inches, 7 foot 9 inches are absolutely garbage for me and my project. Because my sheets of plywood are 4x8s, and I want everything to come out equal numbers, a 4 foot by 8 foot, so that when I lay my plywood down, it all hits a joint somewhere. It lays on top of these joists or these boards. And it's just unbelievable. We all complain about the things the government is doing, but we're the stupid people who put them in charge. And if you want to put an end to the criminalization inside the government, maybe we should stop voting for Democrats and Republicans. Because there's some real criminal activity going on there, but we vote for them. We are it's funny how when they got those little shows on YouTube and stuff, and people go out and ask basic questions to common folk walking up and down the streets, and they're so ignorant they can't even answer the most basic of questions. And I don't blame those people for being so ignorant. I blame the school system and the people in charge of the school system, who are obviously against knowledge, against wisdom. They're against us being educated folk, I guess. American people are getting more stupid every day. And the evidence of how stupid we are is you can't even sell an 8-foot board anymore. It's unbelievable. I questioning everything that's going on in the world, and rightfully so. I mean, Jesus, how stupid have the American people become? Anyway, check out my carpet. Here's my carpet. It's all different colors, but it's gonna be like Joseph's coat of many colors. That's the stage will be like that. I got that carpeting as a real good price. It's 2 foot by 2 foot squares. I got enough to cover the whole stage. And yeah, they're random different colors, but it's like Joseph's coat of many colors. And everything should have a little bit of symbolism within it, and I hope people appreciate my time and effort into putting those little fine details into the symbolism behind some of the work I do. Anyway, again, having more struggling problems with all my lumber. Because it sucks, because if I put this board to here, because I want it to line up and hit the joint, so all the boards are resting upon another board, and then you got one board that's 6 inches too short. Where do I put that? How do I use that? And it's ridiculous. And it really has been making this project very frustrating. It seems to be so simple, but it's turning out to be a very frustrating project. And it's something that when you see the finished product, you'll never know, only I will know all the frustration that was put into bringing it to life, which really sucks. Okay, back to work. Oh, because nothing's square. I'm gonna cut this board over here. Good Lord. Having to deal with all this unsquareness, crooked angles, boards that aren't the right measurement. It's turned out to be a tough project. But we'll get it. Slowly but surely we're gonna get it done. All right, back to work. So I'm wanting 4 foot from the outside edge to this inside edge on my board, because my plywood's gonna lay flat across. And so I want 4 foot to center so my plywood hits the board. The lumber split down here a little bit. Let me show you. Which that sucks. But it is what it is. But I want my plywood to lay that way. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It doesn't really matter to you, but it does to me. Alright. Let's get back to work. Feels good. Not bad. Well, there is a little bit of board for it to lay on. My plywood. It's not perfect. Trying to match in with all this other stuff. I get up over here, walk around, and boy, it just doesn't feel as sturdy or as strong as stuff I'm putting together over there, which sucks. If I had the money, I would just tear the whole thing apart, start over from scratch, but I don't have the money. Lumber is very expensive these days. I'm just trying to make it right. I just think a nice, big, long, flat stage be so much better than having that dugout in there. You know, I don't even know why they did it like that. You know, you can see that once it gets done, it's all gonna be that same level right there, all the way through. And one big, nice, giant stage, which, you know, I think is what it should be. Why they have that dugout and that indentation in there, I don't know. Whoever came up with that idea was silly. But anyway, I'm still kind of under the weather. I don't feel too good. It makes it hard to work when you don't feel good. Then I got a board over there that's not right hitting on anything. I'm gonna have to make something for it. Get that in there, right? Piecing it together. Oh. Anyway. Sure wished I was feeling better. Boy, I just don't feel good at all. Got this head cold going on. Congestion in my head. Behind my eyebrows there. Headache. Nose ain't working too good. I don't know. I was thinking I could just work it off, you know, and feel better after doing some work, but I don't feel too good. Maybe I should take a little break, I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Let's get back to work. It's basically just like building a deck. Not coming out too bad. Basically, like building a deck. You know? And, it's getting there. I'm almost starting to sweat. Jeez. Whew. Oh. I know, you're probably wondering, why don't we start at the clear over at the edge there? Right? At the edge. Why is he only doing the middle? Well, because it's got a different size. See how that board don't line up? So I gotta figure out what to do there. Don't line up right. But all these boards line up nice. Going just right. It's the right level. I just figured I'd start with the easy part and then match in that part later to whatever I gotta do. Which, I don't know. Might be easier just to pull that piece of plywood off, a particle board, whatever that you want to call that stuff. So it might be easier just to pull that board, that plywood off. There's 1,000 nails nailing it together. The old stage is so poorly made. I feel like if I start beating on it, pulling nails out, pulling it apart, the whole thing's gonna fall apart, and then I'm gonna end up having to rebuild the whole thing anyway. I was just trying to make it easy on myself. Getting this done right. Or I could cut a channel through the boards where I need my board to go, so long as all the nails don't line up in that spot, because it's only off about 1/4 inch. Or I could rip that 2x6, that 1/4 inch off the 2x6. See, it's more than a 2x4, and less than a 2x6. It's only about 1/4 inch. So maybe, if I want to later, we'll see what I come up with. Could take the 2x6 and then just rip it, cutting that 1/4 inch off. Then I'd have a 5.5 inch board, because there's not even 6-inch boards. 5 something. Man, I just feel terrible when I sit down. I feel terrible working, but I just sit here. Boy, I really feel bad. I'm getting tired. I must have a corona because I'm tired. Nose hurts. It gets stuffy, but if you breathe in real hard, oh man, it like burns my nose, hurts my nose. And I got this headache. A little bit lightheaded. Not dizzy, but lightheaded. Tired. Been sleeping a lot last few days and ain't got no helper. This makes it even more difficult. But it is what it is. Just do what you gotta do, you know? That's all you can do. Then going on top of that, it's a 3/4 inch piece of plywood, which I ought to see, make sure it's gonna work. Hoping that it's not too thick. Should be just right, but I ought to see it just to make sure. Okay, guys. Back to work. Well, kinda. Getting there.
Right. Good. Put the cut into it. Yeah.
Flip it.
No. No, no. Yeah. No, it's fine.
Job well done.